Today was an eventful day, was it not?
Yes, it was.
We wasted 5 hours of our life today.
Passively, I wasted 5 hours.
Yeah, no, I definitely I think after the first 30 minutes I was like I can't just sit here and I gotta get up. Yeah, I gotta go do something. It's like I told you, I think I changed like one shit diaper, two PP diapers. I did two feedings. I cleaned the kitchen floor. I vacuumed and did the dishes. And then I chilled for a little bit. Today, so okay, well, today Marvel decided that they were gonna do a 5 hour fucking live stream unveiling the cast of Avengers Doomsday,
Some
which
of the
looks more
cast.
like Avengers. Huh?
Some of the cast, not the entire cast. Some.
Half of the cast. It was 26 names, which one we already knew. Um, and then there's another 25 apparently.
Jesus.
Yeah, they said that there's 50 cast members
50.
in this movie. Yeah. Um. So Marvel decided they were gonna unveil their cast members in the most like weirdest way. Like they could have just put a photo of the cast member and just be like, they are returning. This literally could have been, which is crazy because they uploaded it in like 2 minutes. It's a 2 minute video of them panning over each chair leading up to Robert Downey Jr. They actually just posted that. But I think it's cute. I thought it was cute. About halfway, I was like, okay, like, this is a moment. Like, it's a moment in time where we can say like we kind of, like you said, passively sat through this, enjoyed it. It was fun, discussing it and guessing who was going to show up next and being excited. I would say I haven't been this excited in a minute for anything MCU related. How did you feel about it?
I was very excited when you told me there was a Marvel announcement. Because I was like, oh shit, like what could they possibly announce? Like we already know most of the stuff that's happening. Just for it to be some chairs. I feel like after the first maybe 30 seconds, I was like, okay. When is it gonna pop off? What am I waiting for?
So this morning I woke up and I saw somebody post there's going to be a huge Marvel announcement tomorrow that's bigger than the Robert Downey Jr. casting. And I didn't realize that post said 19 hours ago. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be at work tomorrow. Like, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then I went on YouTube. I just so happened to go on YouTube and saw that Marvel Studios was live. And I was just like, oh shit. So I joined in when Vanessa Kirby was on the thing. I didn't know. So like I told you about it. I thought it was something Fantastic Four related. And then I told you I hit rewind for a minute to see what happened if it was just Vanessa Kirby, and then they showed Chris Hemsworth. Once I saw Chris Hemsworth, like, what is Chris Hemsworth and Vanessa Kirby both gonna be in together?
Doomsday.
It's clear as day Avengers. So, I mean, I guess we could we are a year away from Avengers Doomsday. We have two movies before then. We have Thunderbolts in a month, and then we have
Isn't it
Fantastic
what?
Four. No, it's May 2nd.
Oh yeah, so it's a full month. Okay. Why did I think it
Yeah,
was coming out the third week of April?
I wish. I'm excited for that movie actually.
Yes. Yes.
The trailers are very good. And then obviously Fantastic Four in July, 3 months from, well, if you're considering April now, but yeah, 3 months from now. Uh, yeah, I mean, I didn't. Okay, so like, obviously they revealed Chris Hemsworth first, so that was a given that Chris Hemsworth is returning for Thor. They said that at the end of Thor: Love and Thunder that Chris Hemsworth will return as Thor. He said he didn't want to do another movie until they gave him something worth doing that was not the direction that they went with the last two movies.
As he should,
Um,
because those movies did not do well.
no, Ragnarok did really well.
Did it?
I think, yeah, Ragnarok did really well, and Ragnarok was received really well too.
I don't think Ragnarok did that well.
People love Ragnarok.
People love it, but that doesn't mean that the movie did well.
Oh, you can fact check us,
Oh yeah,
but I'm pretty sure Ragnarok did really well. I don't think Love and Thunder did. It also didn't review well.
all right, all right, all right. Let's see the numbers. Not telling me. So the 850 is worldwide. Domestically, only did 74.
Hmm.
That's
Interesting.
actually not that high. Wow. Actually, let's keep this window up and go look at the other one. You can keep talking.
Okay. So I guess we could like go over kind of like our status with the MCU. Wow, as we go through each character. I mean, because like I feel like there's still so much to talk about and speculate and see what the direction is.
Oh wow.
Obviously.
So Ragnarok did 100 more than Love and Thunder.
That makes sense.
Then, but domestically, Love and Thunder did better than Ragnarok.
Love and Thunder came out, I think, at a time
July 1st of
that was
2022.
it was post COVID, so people were excited to watch movies again, but also critically we got slop, and I felt like people thought that Love and Thunder was going to be that big rejuvenation that the MCU needed, when in reality it probably deteriorated it more.
It came out after Guardians 3, no?
No,
It came out
because
before?
yeah, because Guardians 3 takes place after they depart with Thor.
Yeah, because the beginning of this movie, they're together.
Yeah, and then in Guardians 3 they reveal um they're living on nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah. Guardian.
Guardians 3 is one of the best MCU movies. Hands down. That movie is phenomenal.
I agree. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out, oh wow, a whole year later, May 3rd of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That's where
Mm-hmm.
Thor Love and Thunder is July 1st, 2022.
I remember watching Thor: Love and Thunder, being halfway through, and I was just like, "This is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
No one will ever convince me that this is better than Eternals or Shang-Chi.
I never have any reason to even think about them.
Legitimately, the only reason I'm thinking about that movie now is because of Chris Hemsworth's name attached to Doomsday.
It's gonna be a fucking up now. Thor Force.
Yeah. So the last time we seen him was Thor: Love and Thunder. He got a new little adopted daughter.
His real life daughter.
Is his real life daughter really?
Yeah, it's his actual daughter.
That's pretty cool. She's
He-
probably
He got his whole family in the movie. So the only woman that he actually kisses in the movie is his real life wife.
that's right because he never kisses Jane.
Nope. So there's a chick that she's on a wolf. He's like when he's going through all the galaxies and like
I know that scene. Yeah.
there's a woman on a wolf, and that he kisses her. That's his actual wife. And if I'm not mistaken, his son is in the movie too.
His brother's in Ragnarok.
Yes. So he basically got his entire family jobs. Both the other two Hemsworth brothers are in the MCU because of him. And then he got his wife, his son, and his daughter. I feel like there's someone else. But yeah, he's doing it up. He's the good son.
He's the good Hemsworth. I like obviously Thor is always fun to have. My favorite Thor still is Infinity War Thor. I don't think they've ever gotten better than Infinity War Thor.
Someone actually wrote a character.
Yeah, where he's actually Thor. It's crazy because apparently the rumor is that Taika Waititi bombed Love and Thunder purposefully because of what the Russo brothers did with his version of Thor post Ragnarok.
Yeah, didn't he? And that's also why he added the stupid screaming llamas or the goats.
He wanted the movie to be as bad and annoying as possible.
Yeah, and he said he wanted everyone to work with the piece of shit that he set up. Yeah. Remember that?
Because so apparently don't really fuck with the Russo brothers in Marvel
Why?
because they retcon a lot of the shit that's happening. So they retconned Thor's eye. They retconned a lot of the like the Asgard build up that they were doing in Ragnarok. Um, he just didn't like the direction that the Russo brothers took him in. He retconned Star Lord's mask being destroyed in Guardians 2, which apparently James Gunn was upset about. And James Gunn actually retconned their retcon in Guardians 3 and made sure that he didn't have the mask.
My God.
Yeah. And they didn't know what to do with Hulk, so they retconned Hulk basically. They just like they got him dealt with, and that's another thing that Taika Waititi was upset about because he felt like he built up Hulk to be a usable character that can talk and think for his own in um, Infinity War and Endgame, and then the Russo brothers didn't know what to do with him in the writing, so they just retcon that and then just made it Bruce.
Yeah, because all that is done off camera. We don't see the development between Bruce and Hulk at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a lot of beef with certain directors, and then and then what the Russo's brothers do. But the issue is that the Russo brothers are in charge of the most profitable movies that Marvel has. Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, and then also they made Winter Soldier, which is regarded as one of the best MCU movies ever made. So like, I guess Feige and Marvel is just kind of like they're making us money and they're getting critically acclaimed movies. So
I tell them no.
why tell them no? Yeah, like I'm just gonna let them do whatever the fuck they want. That's why he's giving them the reins to Doomsday and Secret Wars. And the thing is that so the Russo brothers said that they literally have baseball cards of every single character, of every single MCU character that's currently alive and in or currently planned to be in the movies. And they literally have like a board where they post out all the baseball cards and they mapped out essentially what every character is going to be doing, how they're going to do it, and where they're going to be doing it.
That's actually kind of cool though.
Yeah, so like they clearly, I mean, I don't think any character in Infinity War didn't have any time to shine.
But see, then I feel like the bigger issue though is that there's no way to really keep a lid on like what's gonna happen in the MCU because like theoretically, if they do start talking to other directors about like the directions they want to take for certain characters, to have someone know the plan like maybe 2-3 years in advance for them to then change the way that they're writing because they're anticipating what the Russo brothers want to do, you run the risk of it leaking so many different ways, especially with the way that people are with the stupid leaks, and then even like the act
Mm-hmm.
leaking shit themselves by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm. Remember Mark Ruffalo?
yeah, Holland too got a slippery mouth.
Yeah, yeah, they both are. That's why they don't do interviews anymore.
Everyone died. I mean, half.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, he was like, if you think this one's bad, wait till you see the next one. Everyone dies."
Yeah.
And I remember it's Don Tito in the interview with him, and he's just
Oh,
like, "Bro."
well,
Yeah, he's like, "Bro, really?"
again, he's like, I can't stand you, bro. He's like, you'll get a open trouble.
Yo, the Disney gods are scary, bro. But I think it's just like there's which the MCU showed it at post Endgame, but like there's a lack of structure. Like there's no you gotta know what your end game is. Haha. You gotta know what your end game is, and then you have to build around that. You can't just be like each director gets to build their own storylines, and then we're gonna see how they combine in Endgame or in Infinity War or Doomsday. You have to like build around your end.
But I'm pretty sure
I
that
feel
there's
like it.
guidelines they give them like with the appropriate amount, so that it's not like just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, yeah. But it's curious because like shit like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness feels like a Sam Raimi movie. That is 100% a Sam Raimi
Yeah.
movie. I feel like none of that is going to be in Doomsday besides the fact that he goes into an incursion with Clea.
But see, now I'm very curious as to how they're gonna handle the incursions, because this movie's happening so soon. Like, is there gonna really be enough buildup for that?
It's so weird because incursions appear what in like 4 movies.
What 4 movies?
No Way Home, Doctor Strange. They mention it in the Marvels, and well, it's not a movie, but Loki. That's all I can think about.
But Loki isn't incursions.
But Loki, like they do mention incursions in Loki. I think in season 2.
Do they really?
I think so. I think they mentioned like the or like He Who Remains. He mentions the possibility of like incursions, which is why they like the TVA exists.
No, because the TVA exists to stop the Kangs from coming from other timelines. But an
Yeah, but the
incursion
Kangs
is a
create
different timeline.
incursions, don't they? Like,
No, 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 no. Two separate things.
aren't incursions when 2 universes are starting to collide?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when a Kang goes from one universe to another, doesn't that create
But he
an
doesn't come from
incursion?
another universe. He comes from another timeline.
But the storyline was that these Kangs, these group of Kangs, are traveling to other universes to conquer.
Yes.
Therefore, they create incursions when they do. So He Who Remains created the TVA to create one sacred timeline. And he killed all the other Kangs.
But those are two different concepts, though.
But they do mention it. I feel like they do mention the like thought of incursions
So it actually looks
in
like
Loki.
it pops up in What If.
Does it now?
Yeah, I think the concept is brought up in the What If. I don't think it actually happens in Loki. At least from this article that I'm reading. It doesn't seem like they actually bring it up there.
Still 4 projects though. I was spot on though.
Yeah.
Same thing about this name thing. I'm there. I'm just not fully there. Yeah, I think it's like that's the issue with the multiverse saga. It's just like some movies are like we're multiverse movies and we're multiverse projects, and then other projects are just like we're standalone projects that you're never gonna hear about again.
Mhm.
Like it's not Secret Wars. What's a Secret Invasion? Nothing. Legitimately, I have not seen an episode of Secret Invasion
Neither have I.
at all.
I
I've
think
seen
I saw it
clips,
either.
but I've never watched a full episode of Secret Invasion. And I only reason I've seen an abridged like retelling of it was because I was gonna sit down to watch the Marvels, and I wanted to know what Nick Fury was up to. And literally, the Marvels explains what Nick Fury is up to. You don't have to ever have to watch Secret Invasion. And the scrolls, bro, the scrolls never get mentioned in any other project besides the Marvels until Daredevil. They make a joke about the scrolls.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's a joke about the squirrels, the squirrels,
Oh girl.
in Squirrel Girl.
My
There's a
friends are
joke about
here.
the squirrels in I keep saying squirrels. Like, fuck you. Squirrels. um yeah, literally like he's defending this one criminal and the criminal is I forget what he asked. But he asked like, "Oh, was the guy a squirrel? A squirrel? A scroll? Was the guy a squirrel?
Scroll with an R.
A
Scroll.
scroll?
Gargling.
Super
Gargling.
scroll?
Scroll.
Clerk." But yeah. So I think it's just like the Eternals. Also, it's just like I don't know if it's the new CEO of Disney or whatever it is, but he basically is scrapping a bunch of shit in the MCU. And like any plans that they had or were gonna have, like he has either delayed it, destroyed it, or forced it to come out just to get it out of the way. Like Agatha.
I haven't watched that either.
I have not watched Agatha either, but Agatha was too far in post production that he just was just like, just release it. Same thing with Ironheart. Like Ironheart was too into post production to cancel. I think it would have been a loss more than they would have like if it bombed.
But that's the issue is that they're coming off so many losses with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then they even didn't they lose that lawsuit to ScarJo?
I'm not sure. I never followed up with that.
I'm pretty sure they lost. I think they paid her like 500 million.
I mean, that movie sucks.
But either way, like they had to give her money. So like on top of like whatever they lost in revenue from not having the movie in theaters, I'm assuming they had to cut deals with actual movie theaters and get like recompensated for a lot of like the merch, the marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and all the bullshit. Because like even like when I went to go see Captain America, there's fucking merch everywhere in these goddamn movie theaters for fucking Red Hulk and
Yeah.
Sam. So I can only imagine what they had for Taskmaster and then Black Widow herself.
Fucking Taskmaster, bro.
So yeah, they probably lost a lot of money, and then to have to pay her too, and then to drop it on fucking Disney Plus. Didn't we have to pay for it? It was like $20 or
It
something,
was like
right?
$20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely was $20. I remember that. Which I mean, at the time, I was just like, that's not expensive because like
Yeah,
I
but
sat
now
down with my mom, uh, my brother, and my ex at the time, and four of us. That would have been like $15 each person.
yeah,
So I mean, $20 wasn't bad. I was more than willing to pay that, even though HBO didn't charge for Wonder Woman 1984. But you know, Disney, Disney also charged $20 for Mulan.
yes, I remember that.
I did not pay the $20 to watch Mulan. By the way, fuck that movie.
I didn't watch Mulan.
I saw Mulan like a year ago, actually.
I have not watched. I remember watching. Was it Raja? I think Raja came out around that time. I saw that.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Disney CGI movie with the. Actually, I think Aquafina's in that movie.
Oh God.
She's the dragon.
No, everybody was waiting for her to get a chair.
Right? That's what that movie's called. Raya. It's Raya.
Raya. Actually, that does sound familiar. Yes.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aquafina is the dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Chris Hemsworth is in Avengers Doomsday. He's off planet, I believe. So I'm curious. We're not getting Thor 5 before Doomsday. There is a Thor 5 in the works. So I'm curious how or what that's going to mean. I mean, because I think Thor 5 is going to include Hercules, because that's what we were teased last time, which I completely forgot about until now, as I'm saying it. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see Thor. I'm always excited to see Thor. He's one of the OGs. He's one of the only 5 OGs that was announced today. Yeah. ScarJo's dead. No Renner. No Evans. I mean Downey, but doesn't count. And no Ruffalo. So Chris Hemsworth is one of the only OGs. Then they revealed Vanessa Kirby, which I guess was their way of like saying like, oh no, this isn't a Thor announcement. This is a this is an Avengers thing. Which I mean, obviously, like Vanessa Kirby's in this movie. I think she's one of the most pivotal roles in general in the next 2 Avengers movies.
Yes.
So like, I mean, so seeing the cast for this movie, leads me to believe that the leaks were not for Doomsday, and those leaks are for Secret Wars.
Yes, 100%.
So I'm curious what the fuck this movie's gonna be about. We'll get to that when we get to a certain part of this list, but yeah, I'm just very curious as to what this movie's gonna be about. After Vanessa Kirby, it was Anthony Mackie, which obviously the new leader of the Avengers. They set that up in the last Captain America movie, where the president, Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross, asks Sam to basically lead the new Avengers, and it seems like he accepts towards the end of the movie. So,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I guess Sam is going to be putting together the team, and I'm assuming his team is going to consist of Simu Liu's Shang-Chi. Because at the end of Shang-Chi, we see him get recruited by Carol and Bruce and Wong. So, was that the name that announced after? Was it Simu Liu? No, it was Bucky. It was Sebastian Stan, yeah. So revealed Sebastian Stan after that.
Now we have to wonder what they do in Thunderbolts, because in Captain America's movie, he's a governor? No, he's a councilman.
He's a congressman, yeah.
Congressman, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know what takes him out of government and puts him back in the field.
So I'm assuming what happens is that I have the video open here.
Oh, with all the names? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So.
Yeah, okay, so we're on Sebastian Stan. I'm gonna leave it on Sebastian Stan.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, one of my favorite scenes from Captain America, by the way, was just seeing Bucky and Sam again. I don't know. I love their chemistry. From the Thunderbolts trailer, I just gathered that he is a congressman, but he's a congressman that also works for Val. So it seems like he's the leader of the Thunderbolts. You know, obviously she is, but he's leading them.
She's the Amanda Waller of the group.
Yeah. So like he's the Captain America of that team, you know? I guess what brings him back to the field is the threat of imminent death. New York just gets fucked consistently. Like wouldn't you ask for your local congressman to help if he could in the void situation?
It's just very strange that they would throw him back out there. Like I feel like he's being forced by Val. I think it's against his will.
Oh, you think so? You think he's against his will? Okay, all right.
Like fair enough. Has like something on him where she's like, "You better fucking do it."
Because he recruits Yelena, Red Guardian, and I can't even remember his name. U.S. agent.
Yes. Mr.
John
Walker.
John, yeah. So he it looks like he seeks them out in the trailer. So,
but I think it's because it's Val who does it. Because in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow too, if I'm not mistaken, Val comes for both of them, and she's like, "I'm setting up a team." She's doing the fucking Thunderbolt Ross. He did it in the fucking movies. Oh my god, I can't believe that. I remember he did that.
Well, it they're saying that the asterisk at the end of Thunderbolts means it's going to be called the Dark Avengers at the end of the movie.
Yeah, because he keeps saying in the trailer that we can't call ourselves that. Like that's not our name. So they might just be called the Avengers, which would make sense. They would put Captain America on a team. Well, their Captain America on a team.
There's like 4 Captain Americas on that team.
Yeah.
4 fucking super soldiers just crowded up. And it's funny because Yelena, I think, says it too. She's like, so we're just good at punching things and shooting, right? Like this is basically what this team is. Also, Taskmaster is 100% dying in the beginning of this movie.
You think so because they're nowhere else?
They're not announced at all in this lineup. The whole Thunderbolts cast is announced in this movie besides her. And then secondly, she's not in anything. You see her in the introduction to Bob, and you don't see her in any other scene after that. She's not even in the elevator scene.
No, yeah.
So Sentry or the Void is 100% killing her.
it would actually make sense. That's why they like run away from him because he shows up in that scene where they're like infiltrating that like base, and then he shows
Hmm.
up and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?"
But in the comics, like I've never read it, but like I've heard in the comics, it's Strange that helps him contain the void.
A couple people. He also fights against it himself.
Okay, and like Doom is involved in that as well.
It gets to a point where like the whole Marvel universe is because he's such a high level threat.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So Bucky, obviously, I would assume that the first fucking person that Sam wants to recruit into the new Avengers is Bucky Barnes. Like, it's obviously his Falcon, and then it would be Bucky. I would assume he wants the two most trusted people at his side. Uh, After Bucky, we get Letitia Wright's Black Panther.
Yes.
Probably, I moan and groan a little bit.
But didn't they say they're recasting Black Panther?
Yeah, so I guess that'll be a Secret Wars version of Black Panther, which the rumor is that post Secret Wars is going to be a massive reboot. Like they're just rebooting everything from the MCU from the ground up. Certain legacy characters will remain, but I'm assuming they're going to recast a lot of these bigger characters. So we'll get that recasting of Black Panther. We'll get that recasting of like an Iron Man or Captain America. And then if Sony wants to play ball, we'll keep getting those Spider-Man movies. But I think it's gonna be like how they did in the comics and back in what 2015 was it? Where you have Miles and Peter, where both Sam and Steve are Captain America.
Yes, yeah. Sam and Steve were on two separate Avengers teams.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's how they're gonna do it with these movies. We'll probably get a new Steve Rogers, and then he'll be alongside Sam Wilson. Because I think Anthony Mackie's sticking around for a while.
Yeah, at this point, he's a legacy character.
Yeah. So I mean, you have to have Letitia Wright. You have to have a Black Panther representation in this movie. So she's obviously going to be in this movie, and I didn't mind Wakanda Forever. I didn't think it was a bad movie.
Namor's movie?
Yeah, Namor's movie. Namor was so good in this movie. We'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. So obviously Paul Rudd was after Letitia Wright. They did the cute little tiny bench chair, little tiny director's chair. I don't know, man. I'm gonna raise my hand and say that I liked Quantumania.
I don't like it for Jonathan Majors.
Okay, well, like, I'm talking about when I first watched it.
Yeah. Like to me, like what I enjoyed the most was Majors.
Wait, I thought you. What did you say?
Oh, I only like Major in the movie.
I thought you said I didn't like it because of Jonathan Majors.
No, I only like it because of him.
But you don't like Ant-Man in general.
The first movie is all right. It's not that great. The second one I feel like is the weaker of the films. If
The
it's not
second
a
one's
bad,
kind of dog water.
yeah. The third one isn't a bad Ant-Man film.
People hate that movie. People absolutely fucking hate that movie.
But it's like all over the place.
I don't mind it. I remember leaving that theater being like, that was serviceable. Like, I don't know. I think I do that with a lot of MCU movies where I like walk out of them and I'm just like, I like that movie. That was a good popcorn flick. But I think it also helps when your partner has no fucking idea about anything that you're watching. And so like she goes like, wow, that was really good. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that was good. That was fun. We had a great time watching this movie together. Same thing with Marvels. I like the Marvels. Genuinely. I like the Marvels more than Quantumania. But I don't know. But also, I think the Eternals is amazing. And I think Shang-Chi is amazing too. I think both of those movies are really fucking
I
good.
like both of those movies though.
Yeah, I love both of those movies. I don't think I think Thor: Love and Thunder genuinely is the only MCU movie that I can say in the last what 3 years now, 4 years,
Yeah.
5 years actually. The last 5 years that I can say was just not enjoyable. That I left the theater genuinely like, why did I watch this? I checked the time halfway through the movie. I don't think there's been any other MCU movie that I have been just waiting for it to finish.
Wrap it up. Wrap it
Yeah,
up.
genuinely. So like I enjoy most MCU things. I would say about 85 to 90% of the things that they give me, I can find some sort of enjoyment in it. But I also haven't watched there's things I haven't watched, like Secret Invasion. I have not watched Miss Marvel. I have not watched
The Marvel did
um
not watch Miss Marvel.
I just have zero interest in Miss Marvel. Really. Like I think the teenage kid humor thing, it's different with Spider-Man. That's
I
a
was literally
bias.
about to say that you watched the Spider.
That's a bias, all right. There's a complete bias towards Spider-Man. That's just different. I grew up with Spider-Man. I've been a Spider-Man fan since I was a child.
I
Um,
guess.
Even then, Homecoming's a little cringe sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. I can't do Miss Marvel. I don't know what it is, which is crazy because I like her in Marvels, and her dad is in Daredevil for an
Well,
episode.
I like the dad. The dad's pretty funny.
So. Have you seen the Marvels?
No,
No.
no.
I will say the one thing about the Marvels, the action in that movie is actually pretty good. There's a lot of fight sequences in that movie that are really decently shot. Especially with the way that like there's a mechanic in the movie where they're all connected.
And they like teleport with powers. Yeah.
Yeah, so when they use their powers, they teleport, and they implement that really well in a lot of the
They do
choreography.
the JJK.
I have never seen JJK, so
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
a
take
guy.
your word.
He claps, and wherever he chooses who he swaps places with, and they fight like that.
That sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing scene. Well, he does
Yeah,
it
it was pretty.
multiple fights.
Maybe I'll watch that. But yeah, they do that in Marvels, and it's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, Paul Rudd, he's the only person on this line who can say that they beat Kang.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul Rudd is in Doomsday. As he should. He's the hero behind Endgame. He's the reason why half the universe is still alive. Give my man Ant-Man his flowers, bro.
You think he gonna fight?
Nah, he getting clapped. I'm just
He gotta do the 1v1, bro. He got jumping in. Let me not even go there.
I would like Ant-Man. Excuse me. I would like Ant-Man to have an ego. To be like, I defeated Kang.
And
I can
Thanos.
defeat Doctor Doom, and then he steps up to Doom, and Doom just fucking violates his shit. I need this movie to be literally Doom just destroying the entire Avengers. I want him to kill them. I want him to kill all of these people. Like, I want him to genuinely kill everyone in this movie, and then reshape the universe in Secret Wars, and basically like he'll bring them back as like his versions of his character of those characters.
No, I don't think he's gonna kill anyone besides Reed. And even then, he's
I,
probably like gonna kill him and then reconstruct his bitch ass and be like, "Let's do it again."
unless they do what they did, where like they have like the raft where they certain characters live in the little, I don't know what it's called in Secret Wars, but the thing that Reed builds so that he can transport a bunch of people, and
I
they'll
mean,
be alive in there.
that's probably what's gonna happen.
But he's gonna kill the rest of them.
Well, no, because he's reshaping the universe. He's not killing them.
But I mean, if you have the power to reshape the universe, you have the power to kill them and bring them back.
I think we're gonna get into a conversation of semantics, and we should just avoid it.
I want to see some murder, bro. I need some of these people to get killed.
So would you say that Thanos murdered people?
Yeah, they died 100%.
But did
Those
it
people
look
died.
like murder though? Like I feel like no one ever thinks of like murder.
He murdered those people. Like there was intent. He knew what he was doing when he snapped.
But is a snap really murder?
Yeah, he killed them. He wiped out half of the universe. Like
He
I'm
removed it from
assuming
existence.
I'm assuming the way the snap works is that you have to think about what you want when as you snap. So in his mind, he said, "Wipe out half the universe." Snapped, and like
But his
he
whole thing was
murdered.
balance. So it was like balance the universe. It wasn't like I need half of the people in the universe to die. Because that was never like even when he
Nah, you got to be
thought it,
specific.
that's never how he goes. That's never how he expresses himself. Is that he's killing people. So in his mind, that's not what he's doing. So that wouldn't be what the snap does.
He acknowledges it in Endgame
That he wiped out the universe. Like
because that's when Cap tells him he tells
also,
Cap, I'm gonna now before I thought wiping out half the universe would have solved this problem, but humans are too stubborn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shred down the universe to its last atom and then reshape it into my own liking. And then Cap goes, "It'll be born by blood," and he goes, "No one will know because you won't be around to tell it."
but that's not the Thanos that snaps.
It's the same. It's the same dude.
No, it's not because there's a difference in time.
Yeah, in like what 4 years?
Yes,
You telling me he became a pacifist committer of genocide?
yes. Because again, that was like his whole thing. He wasn't out here to like conquer the universe. That was never his goal. It was to make it so that people would be able to live easier lives, like so that again they would be balanced in the universe. He's not out here like I'm. Because if that was the case, he could have just run around just killing people.
No, 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 no. Strange tells him in Infinity War. He goes genocide. He mentions that what you're committing is genocide, and he tells them it'll be fair and partial between the rich and the poor alike.
Yes, but again, his goal isn't to kill people. It's
Bro, what's genocide?
no.
Look up the
He's
definition of
he's
genocide.
acknowledging what it is that he is doing, but that is not his goal.
It's not his goal, but he knows what he must do to reach that goal. He kills his daughter for God's sake to get the fucking stone.
Yes. So and that pains him, that hurts him.
It hurts him, but he committed murder. He understands
Yes.
what he has to do to reach his goal.
Yes.
Okay?
But in his
If my
mind,
goal
when
is
he
to
snaps, it's not
if
murder half the universe. It's
if I
bring
say I want
balance
to
to
piss
the
you
universe.
off, I can slap the shit out of you and you'll get pissed off. But I could tell you, "Oh, I didn't want to slap the shit out of you. I just wanted to piss you off."
That's not the same thing as a snap, though.
It's the same concept.
No, because what you're if the idea is to get you upset, right? And I snap and I just tell the universe make him upset. There's so many ways to go about that. It's
But he
different.
chose genocide.
He says to bring balance to the universe.
To bring balance to the universe, he knew he had to commit genocide. That was what he proposed on Titan. That is what him and Doctor Strange conversed about on Titan. And that's what he knew what was going to happen. He literally murders half of the Asgardian population on that ship. And then he
Murder. Yes.
and then
that
he
is
moves
murder.
on to murder the entire planet of nowhere. And then he moves on after that to kill his daughter. And then after that, he's like, I'm going to kill these fucking humans. These fucking Wakandans are going to get the work too because I need this stone. I will do whatever it takes to get this stone to balance the universe. And I know that murder is involved in this and genocide is involved in this. So I will commit genocide. It doesn't change the fact that he has committed genocide. It doesn't change the fact that he is not a murderer. Just because he does not have the intent and just because he believes that he's balancing the universe does not excuse the fact that he killed people and is going to kill people.
It does. It does. It changes
This is why you want Jonathan Majors to come back.
It changes the entire situation.
He's a murderer.
Yes,
There's no
the
ifs.
snap is not murder.
The snap is murder.
It is not murder.
People were dead for 5 years.
They were removed from existence.
They were killed.
Not dead. It is not the same thing, bro.
If my mom was snapped, he killed my mom. Like,
you feel like she's dead because she's not there, and that is how you deal with that scenario. That does not mean that she died.
That is murder.
That is your way of dealing with the situation. If you lived in the snap, I'm pretty sure you would say the niggas died. People did not die. I'm sorry. Thanos, when he wanted to kill someone, he killed them. When he snapped someone, it was a different thing entirely.
Yo, you're excusing murder, bro.
I'm not excusing murder. I'm just telling you, like, if you're telling me that the snap involves intent and conscious thought, in his mind, he never thought that he was doing this for murder. He never thought that. That was not the idea.
Okay.
If you were God and you were like, how do I move a country? How do I do XYZ? It's not like
there's no way that you can't consciously snap and be like, murder is not involved in this. Because if he just snapped and said balance the universe, if he just said balance the universe, we understand the stones as a unit on the gauntlet can create matter and life itself. So why, if you say balance the universe, wouldn't the snap just be like, bet I'm going to create more resources to be provided
that's never
to
been
the universe?
His fault is that there are too many people, that the universe is expanding at a rate that it cannot keep up with. Half of life needs to be gone. Not I need to kill half of life. That is not
I need to remove half of life.
It is not murder.
He murdered those people. They're dead. They're gone. They cease to exist.
They are not dead.
They're dead.
No, they're not.
Dead.
They're just removed.
They died.
From existence. If you're removed from existence, that does not mean that you are dead.
They removed their social security numbers. They removed everything from their existence. Their homes were sold off to other people. That's it.
That the people
they died.
The people that remained did that. That has nothing to do with the fact that he snapped. Again, two different concepts.
They're dead. They were dead. They died.
How you view it, and that's fine.
D-I-E-D dead.
Cool.
D-E-D dead.
That's you.
He is a murderer, and that is it.
He is a murderer, but not for the snap. And I'm gonna die on that hill. I'm sorry.
You're wild. So you in a trial, if we were convicting Thanos, if you were on the jury, you would say not guilty of the snap.
No, he snapped. I'm not denying the fact that he snapped.
Okay, but if they were saying, okay,
if you tried to tell me that Thanos committed 100 trillion acts of murder for the snap, I'm gonna be like, nah, he snapped, but he ain't murdered them.
So if they were convicting him of the snap, was it first degree murder?
Is that the end of your statement?
I'm asking, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's
not guilty.
No.
Yeah. You lost your mind.
I view it as something completely different, bro. Like I feel like you're thinking about it as such a
Man's was the one that wrote on the urinal. Thanos, that's right. You were the terrorist in Captain Falcon Winter Soldier, bro.
He's right though, but you're trying to change the concept of what it is that he did. Saying someone is not, he's guilty of the snap. That does not mean that he's guilty of murder. Again, those are two different concepts. I'm not saying that he's right for what he did, but I'm not gonna lie and say that he murdered people when I don't believe that's what he did. If the stones have the power to literally alter reality, they can change it. They can go back in time. How are you gonna be like, it's murder? As if like the power to literally remove someone from existence without killing them exists. Because if all it took was killing people, he could do that. He could go around just killing mad people. That's not what he did. It wasn't so simple. It's like it's such a simple-minded thing to just be like he murdered them. That's so. I feel like you're undermining the literal ability of the fucking stones when they're together. They can change all of reality. Like they just murder.
But the
That's so
reason
dumb.
but the reason he got the stones was to make it easier. Was that he was the most powerful being in the universe that could wield the stones. Like he knew that the quickest way to commit genocide and balance the universe was to get the stones and snap away half of the universe.
That is how,
Because it's almost impossible for him to go to every planet in the universe and attempt to kill half of every planet. Like that's almost near impossible.
yeah,
The Avengers would have stopped him eventually.
yeah.
The only reason he beat the Avengers was because he had the stones. So,
That doesn't mean that it's murder.
but he knew he was committing genocide.
No. No. That is the concept that is easier to understand that it is genocide. Because people will be gone. That does not mean that it is genocide.
He literally
Because
admits to Doctor Strange
because
that
that's
he
how
is
they
going to commit
interpreted it.
genocide.
Because that is how they interpret it. That people will be gone. They're doing literally what you're doing, and just being like, if you don't exist, quote unquote, you are therefore dead. You have been murdered. I don't agree with this concept.
So if I got snapped, what would you consider me?
Snapped out of existence. You do no longer.
How would you feel about
You
it?
died. I would be upset, but that does not mean that you were murdered.
It's just funny to me. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to change your opinion, but like, I think it's hilarious.
I just don't agree.
I just imagine you with Carly in the the Resistance. Oh man, this is crazy. All right. Cool. I don't know how we got to this conversation.
Neither do I.
I'm leaving it in though, because it's just funny as fuck. Oh man. Miz is a Thanos apologist.
No, I'm not.
Oh. All right. I guess I would like to, if we're gonna use that definition for Thanos snapping people, then I will say that I want to see actual murder. Then
Yes, that's how we got here.
I would like to see Doctor Doom physically by himself without stones murder the Avengers.
Yes.
If we're gonna use this definition,
Well, he's probably gonna be powered up by Loki.
I think the Loki will play the role of the Molecule Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna steal Loki's power as the center of the universe.
I agree with that.
The snap that erased half of life in the universe is how it's described. All right, not the murdered half life.
Oh my
Erased.
God. Erased. Oh my God.
Yeah, I would like to see Doom put the work on some people. That would be very nice to see. Because it has been a while since we've seen like a big bad actually do something like awe-inducing. I can't believe we took this 2-minute video of chairs and turned it into how long we've been yapping now? It's been like God knows how long.
Yeah, we've been recording for about an hour.
An hour. The yap.
And we're only on the 6th chair. So the next chair is Wyatt Russell, your man's John Walker. I don't know what he's doing against Doom, but he definitely gonna be one of the ones to go, along with Letitia Wright and probably Bucky. They probably gonna kill Ant-Man too. Yeah. Any thoughts on on seeing U.S. Agent again? I know you're very excited for this character.
Yeah, I love U.S. Agent. He's one of my
Yeah,
favorite Captain America clones.
so,
Not favorite clone, but yeah.
I am curious to see what he's like in Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts
Oh,
seems
I
to be
mean,
grappling with the fact that he's a murderer. He's a murderer.
yeah, he's a murderer. Yes, 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 yes. He killed that terrorist.
Can't even look at his own daughter.
He's trying to make amends. He's trying to be a better man, and I think Thunderbolts is his chance to save a city, to be a better man, to stop a Omega level threat. So, I'm curious how they're going to defeat Sentry. Extremely curious, but we
I don't
shall
think
see.
they will.
I mean, they tamed the Void somehow.
I think they're gonna talk no jutsu him, bro. They're gonna hit
They're
him
gonna
with Naruto,
fucking.
bro.
They're gonna seal him.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what's gonna happen. I think Bob is gonna come and be like, "Yo, Void, take a back seat." I think we're gonna be good guys for a while. They're gonna talk no jutsu. There's absolutely no way that they win. I'm sorry. They cannot. And that's what makes this appealing.
After Wyatt Russell, it's Tinacuerta, which is Namor, which I was surprised about. I think that was the first surprise, personally.
Yeah, he's an odd one that I can't really see fitting in here.
I
Like,
mean,
I can't
go ahead.
picture him standing next to Sam and Ant-Man. Like who's the short fish guy with wings on his ankles? Who's this guy?
I mean, his city is gonna be threatened in this movie. You know?
I mean, the whole world is gonna be threatened.
Yeah. So he kind of needs to step up, and Wakanda Forever doesn't establish him as a hero.
No.
He is an anti-hero, essentially. He will do what is right when it needs to be done, but he definitely is selfish. He's shellfish.
Shut up.
he,
I wonder if they're
will.
gonna try and set him up as a defender in this movie. I wonder if they'll like make a separate defenders team, which would be
Well,
cool.
Well, the rumor is that they casted the Defenders to come back in season 2 of Daredevil.
That's a different defenders group.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were 2 different ones.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the Illuminati in this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Black Panther. Yes and no, but yeah, we got Professor X. We don't have Iron Man technically. We have Reed. We have a Black Panther. We have Namor.
This is he.
Huh?
Strange that his name didn't pop up.
His name did not pop up. He has to be in this movie though.
Maybe. Right? In Strange's movie, something happens that he gets stuck on another Earth, and Doom realizes that he could come to the 616 because there's no one to stop him because Strange is not there.
Maybe.
And then that's why in Secret Wars, there's a Strange there.
In the comics, wasn't it Strange that helped Doom use the power of Molecule Man?
Kinda, not really.
And like he's kind of aware of a lot of the previous life.
Yeah. But that's just because of who Strange is.
I think the only reason why he wasn't announced in this is because they're going to do another one of these and they need big names for the next one. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. It'll be him and they'll be like, Charlize Theron.
Miss Atomic Blonde.
Because the Young Avengers consist of America Chavez, who wasn't announced, Miss Marvel, who wasn't announced, Wiccan, who wasn't announced, Speed, who isn't announced, um, Kate, who wasn't announced, no Ironheart, no Star Lord, no Vision.
That's what I'm saying. If they set all of that up for Secret Wars, it kind of makes sense. It's like for that to be the ragtag group of people that are left over, it would make
Mm-hmm.
sense to not have them in the first movie.
Yeah, I agree. The Young Avengers are going to be the heroes of Secret Wars,
Yeah.
along with Star Lord, Wong, and Vision,
White Vision.
and
Regular Vision.
and what is it?
Didn't
Dupe?
they
Is it?
also... Yes, Dupe! Oh my god, I'm excited for Dupe. Oh my
And
god.
Dupe, yeah.
Wasn't there also
Which
a Lady Ultron?
there is a Lady Ultron, but apparently the projects that are coming out between Doomsday and Secret Wars are Spider-Man 4, Doctor Strange 3, and the Champions show, which is like Vision Quest 2 at the same time. So I guess those three things will explain how these characters fit into the idea is that those movies are going to take place on Battleworld.
All of
Yeah. So like the rumor was that anything that comes out after Doomsday before Secret Wars is Battleworld centered.
That'd be kind of cool. And again, it would
So
explain.
yeah, so they think that Spider-Man 4 will be a Spider-Verse movie. They think that Doctor Strange 3 will be an incursions uh how does like what's happened at the end of Doctor Strange into him getting into Battleworld. And then we'll get introduced to the Young Avengers in Vision Quest slash uh Champions. Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Hmm. But I don't think they're not gonna be in this first movie. I don't know. I don't know. There's like I said, there's still like 25 fucking cast members. They still haven't announced 24. So we shall see. We shall see. I mean, the original synopsis they released for Kang Dynasty was that there was gonna be different groups of people fighting different Kangs on different universes.
But see that made sense because he was going through different timelines. Now this is a
Yeah.
completely new story. So they have to first explain why Doom is here and how Doom gets power, who he is as a character, assuming that he's not in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, if he's not in Fantastic, he has to be introduced in Fantastic Four. Um, I feel like, but the movie most likely is going to open with him killing the Council of Kangs because they have to wrap that up, and then it has to be him using the power of Loki,
I can see that.
or maybe he's a threat to Loki, and Loki recognizes him as a threat along with the TVA. Thus, the TVA reaches out to these different heroes that can help Loki, and like Loki is the end game. Like the movie's probably going to end at the World Tree, at the Yggdrasil. Some kind of concept, something like that. That's what's in my mind. But it also feels like would Doom weaponize the X-Men, and this is secretly an Avengers versus X-Men movie.
I think they would do that just yet. I feel
Because
like
this
it
is
would harm the the like IP of Avengers versus X-Men doing it so early. Because if they
yeah.
leave it for later, then they could build up to that. They could build up tension between the Avengers and the X-Men, being like, "Oh, we were with you during Battle World. Like, why are you treating us like
Well,
this?"
they would recast the X-Men.
But that's
I
what I'm
think this is
saying.
yeah. This is like the farewell to the Fox universe. And the reboot will most likely be like the recasting of the Avengers, the recasting of the X-Men, and then we would get Avengers versus X-Men. Then that makes
But
sense.
I'm assuming like they're gonna keep some characters. We're probably gonna get new X-Men in these movies that are gonna show up in the other films. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Like a new Jean, a new Cyclops, a new
Yeah, yeah. Like they'll probably show up in Secret Wars
Mm-hmm.
and then the other ones will die, so that these new ones can live on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be like they remember what happened on Battle World, and then
Like Charlie. Sorry, go ahead.
no, say what you're saying, Charlie. What?
No, I was just gonna say this is completely separate from what we were talking about. So like, go ahead.
I just think that they're gonna remember, and then the tensions are gonna build between the two teams after God knows how many movies and TV shows, and then they'll be like, we have to fight each other now.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that definitely because they said that the next saga, because like this, we had the Infinity Saga, the Multiverse Saga, and then the next one will be the Mutant Saga, is what they're saying.
Yeah,
Um, which is so cool that the X-Men is getting their own 3 phases, 4 phases, you know. But Charlie Cox, Daredevil has to be in this movie.
I would hope so.
Like he has to be. There's no way that they're bringing back Daredevil Born Again just for Daredevil Born Again. Like he has to have a role in this movie. Like Punisher has to be in this movie too.
I would hope so.
But Tenoch Huerta, Namor, is in this movie. Like he said, it's gonna be very interesting seeing him interact with other characters. But I'm excited to see that. That's fun. Ebon Moss, the Thing. Like I guess we can talk about Fantastic Four when we get to Pedro, but obviously the Fantastic Four are in this movie. That's a given. Simu Liu, my man's is alive. Shang-Chi alive, bro. He made it through the purgatory, the purging of the fucking Disney revamping of the MCU. The Eternals didn't make it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
No, they were fucking canceled. But along with Armor Wars, but Simu Liu, he's coming. He's coming back. I'm so happy to see Shang-Chi.
Are we?
Probably not. Probably not. We don't even know if we getting Blade.
Yeah, that's still up in the air after what, like 4 years?
Yeah, Blade was supposed to come out like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And it was supposed to start up the Knights.
Yes. The Midnight Suns.
The Midnight Suns. Yeah.
Midnight
It was supposed to. It seems like Moon Knight's been canceled too, unfortunately. But
I don't think so. So many people like that show.
it is a good show. It is a very good show.
It was very well received. Man,
She-Hulk canceled.
He's in Rivals, bro. They going hard.
They know. He got the MCU skin too. They gave him an MCU skin
that's
recently.
what I'm
This
saying,
week,
man.
I think.
People love that man.
Yeah. Bring Oscar Isaac back, bro. Bring him back. I want to see his chair.
Pedro and Oscar, they good boys.
Yeah, they are good boys.
He probably put in the work for him. There you go. Bro.
Yeah, Pedro definitely got Marvel pull because he is the second to last chair on this list.
I mean, as he should though.
Yeah, it was when I saw Pedro Pascal and then I saw it ended with Downey, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like they know what they're doing. Yes. They clearly understand what Secret Wars really is, and it is a Fantastic Four story at the end of the day. So I'm very happy that Fantastic Four are getting the fucking limelight that they deserve, and I'm so excited to finally, like, at the end of Secret Wars, not just at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, but at the end of Secret Wars, the Fantastic Four will be just as much of a big household name as Iron Man has become for the MCU. So,
will they?
I'm also well, I would hope so.
But considering how fast they're like pushing out their movie and then this huge storyline, like, are they really investing that much into the brand name? Because they're not like doing like a huge buildup for the Fantastic Four. Like they're
you don't think? I mean, this movie's getting a big buildup,
but it's not for the Fantastic Four. It's for Doom, and it's because
no, I'm talking about the Fantastic Four movie. Like, the last like 3 Comic-Cons has been centered around this movie
because they now have to force it to be a big movie because it's gonna matter so much for the overall universe.
This movie was big before.
But now
it's renamed,
bigger, though.
But now it's bigger, yeah.
Like, granted, like they fight Kang a fair amount,
yeah,
in their comics, but like now it being a Doom Fantastic Four thing, Secret Wars, it's much more involved with them than it was before. And I
It's
feel
crazy
like
to think that. Oh, so go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
I thought you were done. Sorry. No. Go ahead. Go
I forgot what I was gonna say.
ahead. I was just gonna say it's crazy to think that like Kang was going to take on the God Emperor Kang role.
Yeah, that would have been really dope. Really, really dope. And now we get
And he had to beat his girlfriend. Sorry, he had to aggress his girlfriend.
I wish you watched Lovecraft Country.
Why does he beat his girlfriend in that?
No, he's pretty aggressive in that
Is he aggressive or is he violent?
he's both. He's both.
Because he's pretty violent in Creed 3.
Yeah, no, he's worse in Lovecraft Country. So much worse. Oh my god. I love that show so much.
But my boy, Simu Liu, he back. I'm happy to see him back. I can't wait to see what the choreography is like. So apparently the guy who choreographed Shang-Chi is choreographing this movie. I think.
Hey, that'd be cool.
No. Hold on, I think I got my facts wrong. It's either that or the guy who choreographed the John Wick movies. It's one of the two. I don't remember which one.
Keanu Reeves is gonna be in the MCU?
Well, there was a rumor that he was gonna be
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider? Yeah. But now they were saying Ryan Gosling. I don't know.
I think I prefer
Black Panther? Yeah, me too. The Ryan Gosling meme?
Never did you just say that. Oh my god. Wow.
Have you never seen that meme?
No, I don't
You've
want
never seen
Black
it?
Panther or Ghost Rider. Jesus. Oh my god, what?
He could be Nova. Richard Wright.
No.
Unless you want the Asian Nova.
I want a young kid to be Nova.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want him to be a young Asian?
I mean, I don't really care. He's gonna have a helmet. I could care less what he is. Not a teenage boy with fucking power gauntlets and a helmet.
Oh, yeah. He gotta have that.
Oh my god. Ryan Gosling could be super strong. That's what he could be.
Give me Clerk.
Yeah, he could be Actor.
That's super cool. When are they gonna bring Daenerys back?
Oh god.
She's like the most powerful being in the world right now, isn't she?
I think
She's got the power of every fucking Avenger.
Fucking ridiculous.
Florence Pugh.
Pew!
I mean, I don't know what she gonna do, but
She gonna hero pose.
She gonna get the work just like her sister.
Can you imagine if she dies in this one too? And like they meet in the soul world or some shit. Oh, you're here too, yeah.
Yeah, they gonna kill another Black Widow in this movie.
And then we can get the one from Cap 4. She could be the new Black Widow.
She's never gonna be in another movie again after that movie.
Nah, they gonna push her. She gonna be the first chair in the next lineup. I guarantee you.
Man's Doom's gonna be like, I support Palestine.
He gonna step on her. He gonna kick her. Like, get out of here. What are you doing?
She's like 2 feet tall too.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer was the big one after that.
Yes, my boy.
Yeah, when I saw Kelsey Grammer, I was like, no shot. But obviously it makes sense because we've seen him in the MCU already. He is at the end of the Marvels.
Yeah, twice. Haven't we seen him twice?
No, we've seen him once. Just a post-credit scene for Marvels. I popped so fucking hard in that movie theater.
He's not in Strange. Why did I think he was in
No.
Strange? I thought he was like a background character with no lines.
Yeah, because Beast is just gonna be in the background.
I
with
mean,
no
they
lines.
show a bunch of characters in that first Illuminati scene. Not everyone speaks.
I mean, the only one that doesn't speak is Black Ball.
No, there's like random like guard type dudes in the cut. They don't, and then also when they go to the lab, there's other
What
people with.
movie did you fucking watch?
Bro, hold on.
We did not watch the same movie. Well, Kelsey Grammer, we saw him in his CGI form.
Yes.
In the Marvels. He's with Monica Rambeau right now, and was it Binary? Is that her name? Her mom, but not her mom. So that there's no way that Monica is not in this movie if Kelsey Grammer in that universe is, because she's still in that universe. Plus, the whole concept of this movie is that Miss Marvel essentially has the way to travel between universes with her gauntlets. So I'm assuming that might be something Doom could be after too. Like he could want the gauntlets. But there's the rumor that the rings that Shang-Chi has also has that power that Kamala's gauntlets do. So
Yeah, don't they no, they say that his rings.
well, they don't know because remember they were researching them at the end of the movie. They don't know exactly
They,
what the power
they
derives
say
from.
that it's similar to something else.
That it could be universe shattering. Like,
Oh, don't they say it's like Kree?
which I mean, Kamala's
Oh
gauntlets
yeah. That so it would be
Kree,
that's
yeah.
like I'm trying to get to that you're right. That's like the point.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're similar in the sense that they can open universes.
Be very interesting.
Which is what the villain in the Marvels is doing. She uses the gauntlets to open up other worlds
To steal their resources. Yeah.
Just yes, exactly.
Why did they give her grills? Why? It's an odd choice.
I don't know why they gave her grills. It's crazy because she's like one of the worst villains in the MCU, but also one of the most understanding villains. like Captain Marvel legit left that planet a barren wasteland.
And did not care. Did not turn back. No nothing.
Literally no apology, nothing. And she tells her that in the movie. She's like, "You didn't even apologize. You legit just left us here with nothing, and then went to go do whatever the fuck you wanted."
Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not.
But Captain Marvel then returns to Earth, so she's on Earth after that, at the end of that movie. So she has to be in this movie too. After Kelsey Grammer, we get Lewis Pullman, who plays Sentry. We discussed him already. He will be playing a hero role, like he said. Him and the Void are just gonna be homies. Yeah. At this point, they're gonna be like the nine-tailed fox, as he said. Man, it's gonna be a Jinjuriki. Danny Ramirez, who is the new Falcon. That's a given. He basically told him that he's an Avenger at the end of Captain America.
Can I be Ant-Man?
Huh?
He's always asked me to meet Ant-Man.
Oh, he'll finally meet Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yes. He finally gonna fucking meet Ant-Man. Who beat the new Captain America's ass. Alright, let's not forget that either. My man's Ant-Man catching dubs, bro.
And he got a bad bitty.
Yo, Ant-Man, he's the true hero of the Avengers. Let's never forget this. I mean, Scott Lang becoming clutch.
With a smile on his face, too.
Really, he got jokes for days. That man make fun of you.
Spider-Man, too. He takes it.
Yeah.
On the
chin. Literally.
On the chin, like, yup.
He humble. And he a convicted felon. Never forget.
He's a thief.
Yep, he went to prison.
He a motherfucking thief. He had a whole ankle bracelet on.
Yep.
He was under surveillance. Like, don't you leave it out.
And he worked at Baskin Robbins. So if you work at Baskin Robbins, you too, sir. You can be a hero. Joseph Quinn, another obvious one. He's playing the Human Torch. There's like, what a shocker. Um, David Harbour, another one, like another given. He's playing the Red Guardian. Uh, after him was
Who? Who?
Winston Duke,
Who?
yes. Umbaku, which I'm glad he's getting his own chair. You know what?
My guy, bro. I love
I
him.
will die on the hill that he should have been the next Black Panther.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I love that man.
Hannah John Common, who I had to look up, but when I saw this one, she's Ghost, which like it's cool, I guess. Like Ghost is getting her comeuppance, man. She's
I guess she's not dying in Thunderbolts.
nope. You know who is dying in Thunderbolts?
That's
Because
not
they don't
Black
get a chair.
Panther.
Tom Hiddleston was the big one. You kind of have the theory that Loki was in this movie, but it was never confirmed that Loki would ever really come back again. So it's nice. And then I remember, like I texted you too. I was like, I know this theme song. This is Loki. I've seen this show already 3 fucking times. Yeah, he's definitely going to be the biggest role that's not Doctor Doom in this movie.
He's Molecule Man, bro.
Yep, he is the most important piece of this movie. And then once Tom Hiddleston hit, the bangers were hitting.
I wonder if because Loki is now quote unquote he who remains, there's no reason to like explain the Kang storyline anymore because they're just not relevant because they have no like real purpose or power anymore.
Well, yeah, so the end of Loki season 2 was reshot.
Yeah.
It was rewritten and reshot post Jonathan Majors. So the concept of that is that Loki has wiped out any existence of Kang, and the TVA now doesn't exist to prune universes; they exist to get rid of Kang. So you are correct. Yes.
Yeah, so like they don't even need to have Doom do anything with Kang. He doesn't need to fight him. They don't need to explain this at all. That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
because even at the end of Loki, they say, "Oh, there was one that was about to get really bad, but Ant-Man stopped it."
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. So yes, there is no reason actually.
Man, there's absolutely no reason for him to ever come up. Maybe we'll see like the back of a head of a Kang in Fantastic Four that's like kicking him down and be like, oh, this bum, and they walk over him. It's Thursday. You know what that means, Kang. It's like a fucking D-list villain now.
I still think they should have recast him at least.
Yeah, because in the comics at first he's well, not at first, but he ends up being like a white guy. He's the Egyptian guy.
Yeah,
There's a black guy.
he's
There's like a blue
a
guy.
descendant of Reed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of them is, yeah.
And then he becomes Iron Lad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like they could have done so many different things with the character. There's a whole version of him in the MCU that's like a fish.
Yes.
So like, and you've already established that we can have different looking Spider-Man, different looking Reed Richards,
Different looking Lokis, different gender.
yeah. So like, it just doesn't make any sense to me why certain characters could look like different people, but
There's even the crocodile.
mm-hmm. That's weird. Which they say they don't know if he's actually a Loki or if he's just pretending to be a Loki.
Also mentioned that there's a horse. There's a horse Loki, isn't there?
I don't remember.
But also Loki is a fucking blue ice giant. Like he shouldn't even look the way that he does, which means that all of them are altering their appearance.
Even different Johnny Storms, because
yes.
Chris Evans.
Yes.
Which which Deadpool acknowledges looks like Captain America.
Yes.
So, you know, I just don't understand how certain continuities are okay, but others aren't. And you even in Deadpool, you had Henry Cavill Wolverine.
Yep.
So like Disney just don't be making sense sometimes. But Patrick Stewart was after Tom Hiddleston. That was a big one.
My baby boy.
So I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and then I heard on my because I had my phone charging with it on my phone, and then my daughter was watching TV, so I heard bro. I dropped the dish that I was washing so fast, and fucking ran over here, and then I saw Patrick Stewart, and that was pretty awesome.
I did the same thing.
What I did not expect was the one after Patrick Stewart. Um, my guy Ian McKellen. Uh, I didn't expect this. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect Magneto to come
I'm
back.
so happy.
Genuinely excited for this.
Get ready.
This is gonna be a great closer to the Fox universe. That like Deadpool felt like it was, but this is gonna be a real like send off to that universe, and they deserve it.
They do.
They genuinely deserve it. Yep, genuinely. And even then, like X-Men Last Stand was such a bad ending for them. It really, really was. I mean, I guess Days of Future Past was supposed to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think of those last two movies. It's kind of just like it for me. It ends at Future Past.
Yeah, Future Past definitely is supposed to be that like door closing because they all come back at the end and everyone's alive and happy. So yeah, just this is beautiful. Ian McKellen was awesome. Then we got Alan Cumming, which I remembered as the Spy Kids main villain. Forgot he was Nightcrawler. I was like, oh, he has to be an OC. This has to be a new character. There, like, we don't know who he's gonna play, what he's gonna do, and then it clicked, and I was just like, wait, he's fucking Nightcrawler.
It's shocking though that they didn't bring back the other Nightcrawler because there was a younger kid that played Nightcrawler.
It seems like they're getting rid of that universe.
Yeah, there was also the young Cyclops.
But remember that these characters are the older versions of those characters. Like they're not like two separate beings, you know? They're not two separate universes. They're just the older version. So I guess you just stick with the one that you have, or the one that people remember the most. So my man's Alan coming back as Nightcrawler. We haven't seen him ever since X2. He never played the character again.
We should get Kevin Bacon back as Sebastian Shaw.
Kevin Bacon, canon wise, is Kevin Bacon in the MCU. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
He's in. Have you seen the Guardians Christmas special?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Footloose.
Rebecca Romijn? Is that her name? Romijn?
I think it's Ramage.
Ramage?
I'm not 100% sure.
I had to look this one up too.
The true Mystique.
Yo, your hate for Jennifer Lawrence Mystique. Yes. She is back as Mystique. This was another shocker. This was another one that I was like, this is getting crazy now. This casting is getting wild. There's no way Halle Berry is not in this movie.
She has to be, and I don't want her to be, but she has to be.
Yeah. There's no way Halle Berry's not in this movie. Hugh Jackman. Even like Iceman has to be in this movie.
Bobby!
And Anna Paquin as Rogue?
Yes.
Like they have to be in this movie. And then that has to like Jean Grey. There has to be some sort of Jean Grey representation in this movie.
She's the only one that I think doesn't act. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we got Sansa.
That would be so weird. That would be so weird. All these old ass X-Men characters and then fucking Sansa.
Cyclops is probably gonna look at her like, I don't know you. Who are you?
Logan gonna be like,
you're too young for me.
Literally, I mean, he's too young for him to begin with. But
True.
But yeah, Rebecca Romijn or Ramage was a cool one.
Her name is Mystique.
Mystique was a cool one. A Raven. Um, and then I said it. I said it as soon as I saw Ian McKellen. I was like, bro, I need James Marsden in this movie.
My
And
boy.
I
Oh,
think
Star Lord.
the best part of the James Marsden reveal was that they played the original X-Men movie theme song for him,
Mm-hmm.
which is just like I like after watching X-Men 97, I was just like, Cyclops, you are in good hands, my guy. You are in good fucking hands. These people, they understand your character and they know what you about. My man is Cyclops, bro. I hope he doesn't get like 5 lines and then gets cucked. But because the the first three, I was about to say the first 3 Wolverine movies, which is essentially what it is, but the first 3 X-Men movies, it's just Wolverine cucking fucking Cyclops the entire time. So I'm gonna put some respect on my man's name. He got 3 kids now, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, and
Fourth.
yeah, well he about to add Shadow to that to that little
I meant
family.
Amy, but yeah.
Amy too. So you about to have 5. Shadow about to join that little family in the next movie. So James Marsden was a cool one. That's the only one that made me audibly scream. And then fucking Channing Tatum.
Gambit.
Well, he said he was gonna make a name for himself. He kind of did. I guess they liked him enough that they're gonna bring him back for this movie. My man Channing Tatum's gonna be Gambit.
He gonna die in Thor's arm too.
Yep. No, that's Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool that dies in Thor's arm. But
Yeah.
he's Gambit's in the one of the TVs.
Is he?
Yeah, that's why I got it confused because he's in that scene.
It's in the post-credit scene, I think you're talking about.
Yes and no, because they reference like he's looking at the screens earlier and he's like, "Am I in Thor's arms?" And then later on, they go back to it.
Mm. Um. Then finally, we got Pedro Pascal, which is the obvious big one here. I mean, like it's the Fantastic Four. We knew the Fantastic Four was in this movie. We knew the Fantastic Four is going to be pivotal. Are going to have a pivotal role in this movie, and they're going to have a pivotal role in the Secret Wars. And Kevin Feige is stated before, and he's stated every time since that he plans to make the Fantastic Four a very pivotal part of the MCU moving forward. Um, yeah, I mean, there really isn't much else to say about this, and it's very fitting that Pedro Pascal was the last seat before it was then taken over by RDJ, and the last seat there for Doctor Doom.
It's so funny that you're like extremely happy that we're getting James back for Cyclops, and you're like, "Oh, I hope like they know how to write his character. He's not gonna get cucked." But just for them to redeem Cyclops for Reed to then get cucked in this movie. That's gonna happen. He's gonna get cucked.
but he doesn't get like he doesn't get like bitchy cucked. Like he gets kind of like his wife don't know what she doing. You know,
He's gonna beat his ass, take his woman, create a whole universe for her, marry her, and have kids with her in this other universe.
but they don't know that.
That's a little
They don't
He
know that
gonna know
though.
that. He
They
gonna
don't
know.
know that.
Pedro
My
gonna
man
know.
Cyclops watched Logan kiss his woman, get on his bike, all right, and cucked him for the role of the leader of the X-Men.
You got a
Nah,
convertible
bro.
now.
My man Cyclops watched him do that and let him do it. You know what Cyclops was? He was pushing Charles around on a wheelchair, all in X2.
I actually
That
like
was his role.
X2. I like X2.
I do not like any of those movies. I hate all 3 of those movies.
Yeah, I don't. I think the second one is the one that I could watch the most out of any of them.
I can't remember I like First Class. You know this about me.
First Class, yeah.
First Class is my favorite X-Men movie, but yeah,
But it's only good because of Fassbender, James McAvoy.
Yeah, I think there's good moments in that movie. Like the Kevin Bacon's good in that movie too. I think it's a little weird how he killed the character that can't die, but
Oh yeah, Darwin.
yeah, that's cool too. Um, it's crazy that they're saying that the MCU is dead, but there was 4 million people watching it live on Twitter. There was about 150K by towards the end of the stream on YouTube. This long ass 5 hour video currently has 4 million views on it, and the abridged version. What happened?
Mine doesn't say that.
The abridged version, which is a minute 47, has 2 million views.
Wow, there's two of them.
Yeah. There's the 5 hour long one, which is the one we saw live. And then the minute 47 one where they just go through the chairs one by one.
Oh.
So the 5 hour one has 4.4 million views. The regular one has, it says 1.8, but when I click on the video it says 2.3 million.
Yeah, like I'm on the page and it says 2.3 before I click on it.
Um
I mean, combined, it's like 7
so
mil.
yeah. And that's not including what they got on Twitter. And I'm sure they like streamed it on
Oh.
like fucking uh Facebook Live and shit and Instagram Reels.
What's also pretty interesting though, like now that we're on the YouTube channel, have you noticed that they've been doing like a bunch of in this day in Marvel history, like in the TVA shows you like important scenes in Marvel history.
I'm looking at that right now, yeah.
So it's actually kind of interesting because it's the TVA doing it, and we know that they're possibly going to play like a huge role in this
Hmm.
next film. So I wonder if they're like setting up things that we should know. It's like, can you imagine if Garfield comes back as Spider-Man,
Well, that's the rumor too. So that Tobey Maguire and Garfield are returning as Spider-Man.
and then that's why they're letting you know that like Gwen Stacy died and it was the Green Goblin that killed her. So
They
that
even think that we're gonna see the animated characters.
yeah, I heard that Spider-Man might come back. Spider-Man
Yeah.
99,
Uh huh. Uh huh. And
which
the new Spider-Man cartoon version of Tom Holland Spider-Man.
yeah, so there's a lot of very interesting things they could do. I'm very excited. I'm
They said Harrison Ford signed on for another movie too.
the Young Avengers. That was the other one. The debut of the Young Avengers. They did it with the TVA, which we already know that they're setting up the Young Avengers.
Yeah, they doing big things. They do big things.
Yes, yes.
Marvel's setting up a lot of stuff. They're delaying a lot of shit. They're canceling a lot of shit. They're moving a lot of puzzle pieces around, rearranging them. I'm very excited
Oh
for what
wow,
the future holds.
they're promoting Marvel Spider-Man 2 for PC on the YouTube channel.
That makes sense.
Wow.
It's probably one of the deals they have with Sony.
There's 3 seasons of Marvel What If. I thought there was only 2.
Nah, there's three. The last season is the last season.
Do I want to watch these?
There's the one episode where Storm makes her MCU debut.
Who voices her?
I'm not sure.
But it's not Halle Berry.
I don't think so. I think it might be the X-Men 97 voice.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, she gets Mjolnir in this What If episode.
The Secrets of Secret Wars.
She which they're shooting. They're recording now for X-Men 97 season 2.
Thank God.
Yeah, that shit coming out next year. I think they got delayed. It was supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed to next year.
Wicket is in Agatha?
Yeah, Wiccan is in Agatha.
Damn, do I want to watch Agatha now?
Yeah, so Wiccan gets revealed in Agatha, and then basically, when the dome is the what is it? What do they call it? Is it the dome or like the
In what?
WandaVision.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
Westfield. When Westfield gets disintegrated, like when they remove the spell, the souls of Tommy and Billy get transported into um two random ass kids. So like this whole child is taken over by Wiccan. And so like Wiccan now is this kid and he finds Agatha and he needs Agatha, I think, to help him find Tommy.
Billy Maximoff.
So they so officially like Tommy and Billy are alive and real and exist in the MCU. Which the thing is we haven't seen Speed. We've only seen Wiccan.
We also didn't see Elizabeth Olsen's name.
Yeah, which is curious as well. She's kind of dead right now, quote unquote.
So who are the 25 people you think are gonna
Oof.
give me 25 names?
Give me 25 names. Okay. Wiccan, Speed.
Wait. I want to write it down because I feel like we're gonna forget how many we've named.
I
can
don't
see
know the
that
actors'
already.
names. I don't know the actors' names.
That's fine.
But
That's fine. Just give me the characters. So who we got? No, come over here. Sticky note. Wiccan.
Speed. Okay, Wiccan, Speed, Kamala, Kate, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Really? Think he's
Yeah.
come back?
Well, they're doing season 2.
Daredevil. I'm assuming you.
Daredevil, Punisher, Star-Lord, Vision, Storm. That's 10. Logan, Deadpool, Jean, okay, I'm at 13. There's still some characters that I'm missing. Wong, Strange, Clea, Spider-Man,
Which Spider-Man?
Tom Holland Spider-Man. Captain Marvel, Monica, Binary. That's 20, right?
I will tell you in a second. Stupid page. I gotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep. Give me 5 more. 5 more.
Hulk, She-Hulk.
3. Give me 3 more. No villains. No Wasp. You don't think Wasp is coming back?
Wasp. Yes. That's a good one. That's one definitely. We need that one. I mean, she is kind of conservative, so they're a little iffy on her sometimes, but she's anti-vax.
So is Black Panther.
Yeah. So exactly. Yeah, my movies.
Cool.
Okay, we're gonna throw in a highly unlikely but fun one. Cersei from the Eternals. That's a want. I would love that one to show up. I'm still giving you 3 though, right?
No, I think 1, 2, 3.
Aquafina.
With Cersei, we're at 24.
Okay, take Cersei out, but I just wanted to throw that one out there. I don't know if this. I don't know if Aquafina is gonna take a role. It'd be really funny if her chair shows up.
Angel.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at my
Anna?
figures now. No, he would be Secret Wars. I'm looking at my characters. I'm looking at my figures right now.
There's a huge lack of villains.
I don't think we'll see villains.
Oh,
I definitely don't see villains. If I had my way, uh, Dex Bullseye would be one of them. Um,
no Kingpin?
I would put Kingpin. Yeah. Um, again, this is if I had my way.
Do you really think they'll add Punisher though? I can't really see him involved in any like team dynamic, especially with like the way that he fights.
I mean, he's teaming up with Matt in the next episode,
Yeah, but that's different.
and then
Like the show itself, like can
and then
adhere to like
there's.
his level of like violence, but like can you really see him standing next to like Star Lord who's shooting like pew pew energy blast next to like I'm gonna kill you?
I mean, to be fair, they're gonna be fighting Doombots.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still feel like it's like a level of violence.
So like, I think him shooting a Gatling gun at some Doombots, like, really ain't gonna be that big of a deal.
Because Bucky didn't shoot in.
Yeah, he did.
He does.
Yeah, he's like, how much for the gun? Not for sale. Okay, how much for the arm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But is it like a regular gun that he's shooting?
it's like a machine gun.
You're right. Yeah, it's like an AR. Yeah, yeah. He holds it. I remember now. Okay, yeah, yeah. So Punisher maybe he's not too out there.
And they're doing the 1 hour special Punisher thing,
Yes.
but he's getting some shine. I want to see Bucky do the they're dangerous. Oh, Cassie Lang, that's a realistic one.
Yeah, because she's part of the Young Avengers.
Yeah, did I say America? I didn't say America.
We did not say Chavez. That's everyone right there. No, one, two.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, if you don't count Cersei, there might be one more. I think Scar.
Nope, that's a 25 right there.
Did you take Cersei out?
Yeah, then not counting Cersei, we're at 25.
Who's after Cersei?
Nobody. Oh, I see now. I moved her down. It was Wasp, Cassie, and Chavez.
Okay. So I mean, Scar is in the Secret Wars artwork.
Yeah, yeah, but it makes sense for him to pop up in like the alternate world and not
Mm-hmm.
the actual world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say like Rogue, but I left out Rogue and Iceman. Curious. I
So
mean,
I can see possibly Strange and Cleo not being in the movie. Those are
I
the
can
only
agree with
two
that.
that
I would replace it with Bobby and
yeah, because
Rogue.
if Wong is there, there's not really a need for Strange and Cleo, especially if they're doing their own thing. And then Wong, since he is the Sorcerer Supreme, it makes sense for him to be there. Like that's an excuse to put him in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They could just go
I could
hire.
also not see Wiccan and Speed yet.
I could see Wiccan, but not Speed.
Yeah, because he hasn't found Speed yet.
Yeah. So for them to find him and then explain who he is in the same movie, it doesn't really make sense. Like it
Mm-hmm.
would make sense for like the whole world to be changed, the universe is reshaped, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's my brother. Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
remember me? I've been looking all over for you." And it's like, "Fuck you, kid. I don't know you."
Kamala has to be in this movie. Like I feel like she is a lock-in. Like she
Yeah.
has to be. Like her because of her powers and gauntlets alone, like are such a pivotal role.
I don't think Hawkeye's gonna be it.
You don't think Hawkeye's gonna be in this movie? Okay. Oscar Isaac?
I fucking wish. I wish. Which personality would he be though? That's the real question.
Yeah, because they would have to explain that he's now in synchronous with all three, right? So like all three are working together. That then that's so much
Yeah.
plot exposition that they're bypassing.
No,
I mean,
because
the
he could
only
be a psychopath talking to himself, or let's get a little crazy here, right? Maybe he shows up in Daredevil, and then
we could, like I said, the rumor in season 2 is that he's gonna get together a team. So I mean, he
Daredevil,
could appear in Daredevil.
yeah, little crazy boys, and he gonna be like, "Hey man, who are you talking to there? It's just you. I
So
see you."
if Matt recruits the Defenders in season 2, do the Defenders show up in this movie?
No,
You don't see Iron Fist, Luke Cage, or Jessica Jones in this movie.
I can see Iron Fist. I don't think they're gonna bring back Danny. I don't see it.
We're gonna get cheaper Town Hall.
Mm, I think because of Shang-Chi, they would not include Danny.
Okay, so you don't think we're getting Iron Fist in general? Like when,
No.
like when you say Danny, I'm assuming we're gonna get cheaper Town Hall, but you just don't mean either of them.
Yeah. I don't think the character's gonna come at all because it feels very redundant to have like two characters with like Asian lineage
But we
showing
could
up to
have
kind of fight.
3 fucking Iron Man suited people.
I mean, it's only gonna be Iron Fist.
Iron Heart?
Yeah,
You mean?
Iron Heart. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rhodey. That's right. Rhodey's another one that's missing from this movie.
Yes, he is.
Don Cheadle.
So you see, I can see Don being there instead of
Hawkeye?
Speed.
Oh, okay.
So War Machine instead of Speed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But maybe Hawkeye will be in this movie, and then he gets separated from Kate, and then that's why she ends up being on the Young Avengers because she's like, I've been through this before.
You think Hawkeye dies?
Not that he dies, but like they literally get separated from each other because like the whole world, like I can see him pushing her into the raft so that she can be saved from the reassembling while he gets mind wiped. And
Well,
like,
he would get like erased. Back to that word. He would get erased and then reincarnated.
sure.
I think what my vision for this movie would be is straight up murder, bro. I just want to see straight up murder. I want to see niggas get cooked. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna re-say that again. Hold on. I want to see these heroes get cooked. Like I want to see them get killed. I want Doom to just straight up murder them. I want Loki to watch Doom kill Thor. Like I want to see him kill Thor by his own hands. The reverse of what happened in Infinity War.
He has to kill somebody. Like there is gonna be a all moment. Like, oh my god, he did that.
I think he's killing everyone. Besides maybe like 5 or 6 of them that are gonna end up on the raft. Which will be
More than
Reed.
5 or 6.
Nah, it'll be like Spider-Man, Reed,
Why Spider-Man?
Captain America, um who else could I see on this boat?
It'd be the Young Avengers. So the Wong, the Star-Lord, the Vision, that's
Yeah,
already more than 5.
you're right. But yeah, I could see the Young Avengers being there. But I could also see like Captain America, Spider-Man, Reed, like these characters being there as well. And him just killing everyone else.
No, Reed can't be separated. Reed has to be there to suffer through what Doom wants to put him through.
Yeah, but that's his version of Reed. Like we have to maintain our Reed because Reed is the one that ends it at the end. He's the one that stops Doom at the end. That's exactly how it goes in Secret Wars. because he has the Maker in the actual comic,
Yeah.
and Reed, our 616 Reed, is the one who beats him.
But for the plot that you're explaining, they would need to introduce two Reeds. Do you think that there's enough time to introduce?
Miles Teller.
Yeah, they're not going to introduce two Reeds.
I mean, technically they have.
Oh yeah.
And technically there's been 4 in
Oh,
reality.
yeah.
But and then he's even mentioned.
Just beating the shit out of the other 3.
You would think they were higher. Miles Teller, John Krasinski, and I forgot this guy's name, to just get killed and abused by Doom.
I mean, he was hired to be Reed in fucking.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He got obliterated.
In like 5 seconds.
To get obliterated by Wanda. Yes.
So if he's just beating the shit out of these other Reeds,
people have been calling for Miles Teller to play the Maker.
Yeah, I could see that. Holy shit, that would be awesome.
Yeah, every time I go on Twitter, I think I see it at least once a day where people are just like, "Give us Miles Teller as the Maker," and it's crazy because he did an interview recently where he said he would come back to play Reed if they asked.
Holy shit, I want that now. I want Doom.
He said, "I want Miles Teller."
A cabal of fucking Reeds that he's just beating the shit out of.
And then we have Pedro, who's charming and and kind.